by force and got away with it. Bangladesh is an example. Biafra did not do it. In other cases, use of force, you had Iraq, Kosovo, which has clearly been illegal. So we still don't have a system that is solid.
So we're in a jungle, and it's the law of the jungle. And maybe Vladimir Putin is more realistic about that than anybody else.
No, it's not the law of the jungle. I think we need to understand that the world has changed. We have to go into global governance. Most of our problems cannot be resolved by any one country alone. And that's why I'm a bit disturbed by the fact that we want to go back to the rhetoric of the Cold War. You know, it is not a zero-sum game security. We need to talk about global security, inclusive security, the way we talked about in the NATO Founding Act, that talked about in the Helsinki, Final Act. That's where we have to go. We have no other option. None of our problems, Steve, will be resolved unless we work together. Either we go into global governance, and we have a serious problem of governance right now, both at the national level and at the international level. International institutions that are inept, bereft of authority, national government that are following very much of parochial politics that cannot deal with the issues, talk about climate change, terrorism, cybersecurity, what have you. We have a crisis of governance. And then the other issue, are we really going to continue the timeline of using force, or are we going to work on soft power, the kind of core values we need to export? We need to export core values. We talk about countries that are not democratic, fine, but we need to export that kind of values, because force is not going to do it. It's not going to resolve it. For me to see sanction and counter-sanction, is that going to be the solution? I mean, I hear Barack Obama saying, and everybody is saying, the issue is not going to be resolved through the use of force. So if we know that, why can't we activate some mechanism, OSCE, NATO Joint Council, the UN? I think that...
I'm almost hearing John Lennon singing "Give Peace a Chance" in your answer. I mean, nobody would quarrel with the idea that, soft power and diplomacy and negotiation and dialogue and engagement would all be the best ways to solve disputes between nations.
But where are we heading with this? Have we done much good, say, in 10 years of fighting, say, with Iran, sanction and counter-sanction? After 10 years, we're back to the negotiation.
Well, the argument might be, actually, in the end, it's been tough, but we are getting somewhere with punitive sanctions on Iran.
I'm not sure the sanction is the one. In fact, the sanction lead to the